There's a lot of, upset, angry, hurt folks tonight. You know what I'm saying? The Northside is grieving. There's been some atrocities that have taken place in the city, and it's affected a lot of folks, myself included. And a lot of people are just trying to figure out how do we fix this. A lot of people are trying to figure out how do we prevent this from ever happening again. And some folks just want to know why this is happening. What's happened on the north side has been happening in our communities across the country for years and years and years. I mean, Rodney King was on tape, point blank, obvious what happened, and you saw the result. People have been getting shot and killed by the police ever since my parents were kids, even before then. So this is nothing new. We've been dealing with this conflict between law enforcement and the black community ever since they took the hoods off and the sheets off their face. So, with that being said, how do we fix this? What do we do? And I don't know if you can change ideology. I don't know if it's possible to crack an institution in a country that's been founded on hate, racism, fear, prejudice, and evil acts and intentions. How do you break that when it's embedded so deep in every law that has sent many innocent people to prison or to their death? How do you make somebody who hates you love you and treat you better? I don't know how you do that. You can't change an ideology. You can't make anybody feel or think any differently about you. So maybe we don't need to focus on that as much. Maybe we can focus on what we can do as a people to limit our exposure. Now, this is what I mean by that. Due to certain circumstances that have been going on a long time in this country, there's certain disparities, certain poverty, certain crime, certain circumstances that leave people to very few options. Some of those options happen to be street life. Drugs, alcohol, prostitution, gang banging, all these different scenarios come into action. And when you live that lifestyle, you are more than likely to be encountered with a police officer. And if you come across the wrong situation and the wrong cop, the wrong mixture of everything happening at the wrong time, at the right place, then what do we get? We get a Jamar Clark situation. So what if we were able to change our situation? What if we were able to figure out a way to make sure our kids stay in school and get a good education? And that we also began to build our communities up, empower our people, begin to own things, begin to have businesses that we shop and do business with within our own communities. What if outlook changed a little bit? What if quality of life improved? What if standard of living improved? What if there were jobs? What if there were black police officers, black judges, black business owners, black schools with black teachers? What if there were communities that were thriving with home ownership versus Section 8? What if all those different type of situations, or scenarios I should say, existed in our communities? Would our kids feel the need to sell drugs to make money? Would our kids feel the need that they needed to rob somebody because they didn't have anything? Would there be such disparity and hopelessness that we resort to addictions? I know this is a hypothetical and it's a very difficult, complex way to get to that, but what if that was our case? What if the same situations that happen out in the suburbs, where you have great schools, clean neighborhoods, nice homes, places to shop, places to play, things to do that didn't involve a whole lot of things going on that's crazy and dangerous. And what if those things existed where we felt safe all the time, like some of our counterparts do when they go home? Would it be different? If those situations existed in our communities, how many times would we have to encounter a police officer? How many times would a cop need to be trying to arrest us, putting a gun in our face, telling us to freeze? Less and less. I'm not trying to say that everything's perfect in the communities that I just described away from our cities, but there's a whole different environment that needs to somehow begin to appear and be built where we live. And when we do that, we'll then begin to have less and less situations where we have to depend and have our life in the balance based on how a police officer decides to do his job.